As my first
Good
page.
morning, Empowered Mom Entrepreneurs. My name is Miu Fan. I am a Facebook group strategist. What I do is I help entrepreneurs validate and sell their offer in a growing group. And so if you have 50 members or 5,000 members in your group, I help you grow it, validate your offer and sell it within your group. And I have a special guest here. His name is David DeMangos. He started off in the real estate world. He actually still is. He used to train, I think you still do, train realtors since 2005 how to stay on top of mind. That's the wording that he uses for his industry. Our industry as entrepreneurs here in this group, we call it leads, consistent leads. And so to give David DeMangos some credibility, he's actually has trained up to 100 realtors at one time since 2005. And statistically, realtors sell on average 2 homes per year. However, David himself, not only does he train realtors, he also sells homes on the side, and he sells 18 homes per year, so that he's almost 10 times more efficient than the average realtor. So Dave DeMangos, please welcome. And did I miss anything?
No. Well, you said do it on the side. It's actually my full-time job selling real estate. Seems like,
okay.
Yeah, it seems like it's a kind of a side deal just because I have a couple other businesses, which, we met through Exceptional Entrepreneurs, I believe. But pretty much my whole life has been, entrepreneurial from a young age. So I'm glad that you have me on. And if you're watching this live or in the future, you can always connect with me on, LinkedIn, places like that, Instagram, and of course, Miu, your Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Just a moment. I totally forgot. So this group is a learning group. And so if you want to watch this video later on, just search in the option in the group, the magnifying glass on the top right, search for hashtag EME, which stands for Empowered Mom Entrepreneur Business Strategy, or search for DeMangos. So DeMangos is DEMANGOS. And this video will show up. It is going to be tagged forever, as long as I can think of. And what else? I think I forgot something else, but I'll remember. Sorry, Dave. I just want to make sure people know.
Absolutely. Hey, that's what's so great. You can fast forward and rewind, right?
Right. Yeah.
Part of our topic is kind of how to generate leads and stay top of mind. So just real quick to give a little credibility, here's my real estate website. How to stay top of mind and generate leads. This is kind of like the back end of my CRM. As Miu said, here is Exceptional Entrepreneurs. So I don't know if you'd invite your network to this group, but is that something that I can share real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
So I believe Miu and I met at Exceptional Entrepreneurs, and this is a weekly, you can, just go to Meetup and search Exceptional. We'd love to have you there if you're an entrepreneur. There's 2 events per week on Thursday and Friday. We have about 6,000 members in there, and it's just a real fun, and just like Miu, this is a learning environment where we're not there to sell, we're there to connect and grow our network. As for me personally, I've got hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google, Yelp, Zillow, realtor.com. So I don't typically try and talk about myself. I let my customers do that. So let's get into how to generate leads. So like Miu said, I have been in this business in the selling real estate for 11 or I think coming up on 12 years. But before I did that, I was teaching realtors how to generate leads. And one of the systems I used is what you see right here. I don't know, Miu, have you heard of sendoutcards.com?
I have not.
So I was introduced to this actually after I was hurt in my previous career, which was flipping motorcycles all over the world, in X Games and things like that. I was in a wheelchair for 6 months, actually shattered both my heels and both my Achilles tendons were snapped off in the blink of an eye. And that completely changed my career path. So during that time, like I said, I've always been an entrepreneur, and a friend of mine, Mike, called me one day and said, hey, I've got this system you might want to look at to help people generate leads. And it turned out that it ended up being this company Send Out Cards. So what I was going to do right today is send Mew a thank you card and show how Send Out Cards works. So I've actually already done it. I did this yesterday, but I'm going to do an example on how you can use a system like this. And I'm not saying you have to use Send Out Cards. I'm saying you can use any system that generates a physical greeting card, like a handwritten by a computer, of course, in the mail for $1 to $2 or $3 is an awesome way to help generate a lead. So you're done with somebody speaking on the phone, and you send just a quick thank you card. You can do it literally. There's options in here where you can do a campaign and send a card in 30 seconds for about $2. Shows up in the mail. I'm going to show you what I did for Mew yesterday. I'm going to recreate it live here just so we can all see. So I'm going to go into Send Out Cards. I went into my account. I'm going to build my own card, and you can do either a portrait or a landscape. So I'm going to do a portrait because I went to Mew's Facebook page and I snagged one of her pictures. So I'm going to do a 2-panel card. I'm going to click next, and to save time, I've already gone in. I went to Mew's Facebook page and I downloaded her last picture. So I'm going to put her photo. Isn't that cute? Look at that. I love that picture. And so that's now on the front of the greeting card, that quick. I just love this system. So on the inside, you can add more pictures, fonts, almost like using Microsoft Word. You just put in what you want. I'm going to leave that blank inside. On the back, and you would say save and proceed to checkout. And then you can send immediately. For you, I actually did this yesterday, and I sent you, I attached a nice gift as a thank you. So you can send brownies and chocolates and all kinds of really cool. One of my secrets is to send, after I follow up with somebody I talked to on the phone or met in person, I'll send them a little box of brownies. And it shows up in the mail with a card. I always recommend that you make the card about them, not about you, because I bet you that Mew's not going to throw this away for a long time, if ever. And better if you can go on and put their kids or their dogs or animals or pets on the cover or inside. That card will never get thrown away. It will end up in the attic or somewhere else, but it will not go in the trash. So this is literally how I got into real estate, was showing realtors, loan officers, and pest control companies and mold remediation and all those, how to use a system like this. So that's Send Out Cards. So if you guys ever want information on it, reach out with however the means that Mew's provided here. Go ahead. Did you have a question, Mew?
Yeah, it sounds like so if these are your past clients, or you've had a sale, or really, really warm leads, good leads.
Even cold leads, I use them.
You use them on cold leads, okay?
Yeah. So even after, if there was a conversation where I felt like there was some type of connection, it's $2. I'm going to invest the money and do it. Now there is a program here for, now I'm sounding salesy, but I'm not trying to sell you on this particular system, but they have a $97 option per month. You can send as many cards as you want, unlimited. But you can't cheat the system. You can't send 100 to, a campaign. They have to be single cards, and it's just a great, great system. I have companies, I'm not going to mention names here, that are in San Diego and actually all over that use that package. So it's just a great, great tool.
Okay.
Now you did have a question about what approaching people without sounding salesy.
Yeah.
This is a great platform for that. It's just a thank you card, and you have to leave the self-promotion out of it. If there's self-promotion in your follow-up and trying to stay top of mind, most people are going to smell that out and not take it as a relationship.
So what do you say in the cards?
You can say anything you want. It was so nice to meet you. I look forward to following up with you at our meeting. I have campaigns that I can show you, but even better is there's an app that you can do. So I can be at a client's house, like on a listing presentation. I do this often. And I'll take a picture of them or the front of the house. You can use the app from your phone. Just say, thank you so much for having me out at your home. I look forward to working with you, in a month or down the road, and you can send the card from your phone, like before you even leave the house. I'll do that, usually if I'm out where they don't see you working on your phone, or you can, wherever you stop next, or when you get home, you can do it. So it's unlimited what you can say in the cards, but let me show you under our campaigns. So I'm canceling this one because we're not going to actually send it. Where's the cancel here? I usually send them. I don't usually cancel them. So let's see. If I go back to campaigns, oops, continue and navigate away. So here's a campaign. So here you go. Call back to reconnect. So here's one. Thanks for the referral. I'll send thank you for the referral cards. Or after they sell as a seller, or after they buy, it's all done. So if I wanted to, if I click on this card here as a campaign, and actually my wife usually does this all for me, so she's way faster at showing it. A little assistant action. And if you look here, do you see that 4-pack of gourmet fudge brownies?
Oh.
Isn't that cool? So that's the front of the card, and you can make edits really easy. And we usually edit this per person, so it's real easy to just fill in the new verbiage. But here it is. It's like, thank you for allowing us, our team, helping you sell your home and being so flexible and great to work with. Warmest regards. And then it actually has your signature in there, which you send in to send out cards, and they replicate it digitally, so it looks like you hand wrote the card.
Okay.
So yeah, it's unlimited what you can actually do with the cards and campaigns. Okay, so that's send out cards. So another way that I love to generate leads is by using the good old telephone. And I know that probably sounds weird, but I think the telephone's the most productive way to create a lead and to stay in touch with your clients. And would you like me to show you kind of a system I use?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit expensive. So again, I have nothing to gain by people using a system like this, but I use RedX, which is a real estate data exchange. And let's just say I want to go and look for, I want to call an area of a listing that's near. So on every listing that I have, I go in, I create what's called a geo lead, which are only about 5 cents per lead. And so I'm going to use, I'll just pick an address. We'll call it, well, let's use mine, 3611 Merrimack. Right? And let's say I want to find the nearest 300 homeowners in that area. So I'll click nearest 300, I can preview. And as soon as I'm done with that preview, I can actually download these, which I'm not going to do right now because I don't want to use my credits, but I'll show you what that looks like. So this is a listing I have currently on Capehart, which is in Claremont. So I downloaded a list. And from here, I can literally go in and dial each person one by one or 3 lines at a time and start, explaining that, hey, your neighbors put a property on the market and they just put their property on the market and it's usually an escrow. And I was just calling to see if you know anybody that was looking to sell because we have a lot of buyers moving to the area. And that's because of, as you probably all know, the shortage of inventory here. You can literally say that and have, I have 2 buyers looking in Claremont personally right now. So that's one way to generate leads. Now that is cold call, but I actually consider it a warm call because I'm not really selling them. Goes back to approaching people without sounding salesy. I'm asking if they know anybody that's looking to sell their house. So to me, it's a warm call.
So this is really good for anybody who does in-person business.
Absolutely. And it can work in any industry. It can work in insurance. It can work in network marketing. It can work in website. You'd use different people that you're trying to locate, and you wouldn't use RedX for that necessarily, but I also like the paid version of Skype because you can use your Google Voice number, call as many people as you want on Skype, and it's only like $35 a year. Have it go to your Google Voice number. So every person that comes back to you, it comes to Google Voice. So you know it was somebody you probably just reached out to, and it's not your personal number. And that's almost free.
Right.
So that's
But that sounds okay. And then you have a way of providing service without sounding spammy.
correct. Yep.
Okay. All right. So that's great. This is something we don't see in the coaching realm. So
Yep.
I love this strategy. And then, so let me see what other questions. And so is there any other software that you use to
Right
help
here.
sales?
You're looking at it. So I love, 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 and my clients love, love, love. And the negotiations, like I'm sending a video out as soon as I get a signed document here today, trying to help a buyer win a property in San Marcos. And BombBomb is it makes you stand out so far above your competition. I can't think of a better tool. So what I'm going to do, Mew, I'm going to send you, in fact, I sent you a video email, but since I'm on Zoom, there's no two cameras, so I can't actually shoot it here. So I'm going to use my phone app from BombBomb. And by the way, there is a version you can do basically free. That's called Loom and Gmail. I don't know if you've heard of Loom.
No.
So I'll use my BombBomb app. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into what's called bombbomb.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably see that. It's going to load up. And I'm going to tell you right here live. In fact, I'll put you in the background. Hey, Mew, it's David. Thank you so much for having me on your Zoom meeting today. It's awesome that you thought of me, and I really appreciate the time. I hope this email finds you well, and we'll talk to you down the road soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so I literally just shot a video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to click on edit so I can put hello, Mew, Hello. Now, you wouldn't actually use this in the subject. You'd have you can teach people how to have better subject lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing hello, Mew. I'm going to save that edit. And now I'm just going to go here where it says send with BombBomb template. And I put in your name because you're already in my database, so I don't need to look up your email address. Do you have access to your Yahoo email right now?
Yes, I do. Let me
Or
check.
Mew Coaching? Which one's better?
Mew.
Yahoo or your Mew?
Yahoo, please.
Yeah, Yahoo?
Yes.
So go ahead and check that real quick. See if that came through.
It takes a while. Not yet.
We should have pre-planned this. So I had you all ready to go.
I think you did it with me once a long time ago. Nope, not right now. It takes a while. It could take, I don't know.
Okay, so let me go to ones that I've sent here we go, 6 hours ago. Do you see this here?
Yes, I see.
So it's a simple video email that shows up, and in the body of the email, it plays a GIF. So it turns it into a GIF, and when you click on it, it automatically plays the video. What's neat about that is you're in there waving, like in the body of the email, or let me open one of mine up, see if I have a copy real quick. So let me bring this over. Oops. Actually, there's too many private things in this right now I don't want to share. That's stuff that isn't really public. So what I'll do is show it on my screen here. So I can go into my emails here, and you can track it. So every time they open it, well, you can see here, right from, I sent this one 6 hours ago. It had 2 opens. Here I sent a video, and they watched 100% of the video. That's so rare that someone watches 100% of anything. Wouldn't you agree? But they do it because it's so personal. Here's tax records. They watched it once 100%, and then they watched 3% the next time, 3 plays. Here's a person that's opened it 18 times. Do you think that's somebody I should follow up with?
Absolutely, 18 times.
And that was on December 31st. So we're January, February, we're what, 90 days, 80 days from the last time that they opened that. See the power of this? Right. So I know that I get a little notification that it says, hey, this email was opened again. So here's one I sent. They watched 100%. They played it twice.
Mhm.
Here's one that's been open 30 times. That's a buyer I just got into a home. So that was the first time I sent that was on December 9th, and he opened it again 3 days ago. There's probably something important. I might need to follow up with him.
And you sold him a home.
You what?
Did you sell him a home?
Yeah, he bought a home and he just moved in because he had a 2-month rent back. So he's just moving in now.
And so, that's interesting because he
Isn't that cool?
got a home, but he's still looking at your email.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that
Yeah.
cool though?
Yeah.
So look, here's how you stay top of mind, right? So out of the 6 escrows I have right now, or 7, I have 6 or 7, 5 or 6 of those are from past clients. So I didn't have to go find new business. So that was Jorge, right? I'll show you, I'll prove to you. I sent him, recently they had a baby, and that's why they didn't move in right away, because they didn't want to try and move with the baby at the same time.
Right.
So if I go to my card history, there's your card, Mew. Here's the baby they just had. So right then, again, I've already made my commission, right? Most realtors don't follow up after the sale, because I'm not saying that's bad or they're bad, but again, I really believe Ricky Caruth taught me this: relationships over transactions. You don't have to work so hard for new leads, because they'll come back to you over and over and over. So this card is their new baby, Josiah. And I took this off their Facebook page. I put it on the front. Now there is a little self-promotion in here, but there's a reason for it. So this is the front of the card. On the inside of the card is them with their new home. And on the inside verbiage, it's congratulations with the new addition. So I added their home and their baby. That's why I put the sale of their house in there with that. And there you can see, there's a message.
Oh, and it's not very hard. Anybody can say these words.
Anything, whatever is on your mind and your heart. It doesn't have to be, it's the fact that you took the time to do it, that they remember. It's not what you said, it's what it's Maya Angelou. It's not what you say, it's how you make them feel.
Yeah. And it's their picture of their baby, so they can actually tack it on the fridge.
Yeah, that thing will probably be on their refrigerator right now. I mean, that is just cool. And this was $2. I mean, $2, you do it, right from your computer. Now my next thing is they're moving in on the 18th. So on the 18th, I'm driving over there. I have a pressure washer for them. It's $120, something like that. And I give them a pressure washer, and I'll offer to even do, their patio. They're not going to do it, but and I'll literally go over and do their patio in a month if they want it, because I love doing that. And that's how you can stay top of mind and generate new leads. And by generating new leads, the way I do that is I guarantee they're going to refer either a friend or family member when they know somebody looking to buy, sell, or invest.
Awesome. That's
so
great.
simple, but it's not easy, right? You have to do the work.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And I have one more question.
Yes.
How do you collaborate with other professionals? I know with your real estate, you would deal with home inspectors, somebody in the mortgage, or
good question.
Contractor. So
let me show you. I have in my system, speaking of, staying top of mind. So here it is. A client, Stephen, just looked at this listing 2 hours ago. Maddie looked 3 hours ago. This is the back end of my CRM, which is, real estate related. But how I stay top of mind is I have, campaigns. One of the neat campaigns I love is I've been in San Diego for 51 years. I have a very large, reputable, trustworthy network, and that takes time to build. I like to send out about every 6 months an email to everybody in my database. I don't mind if they opt out if I'm trying to help them. Again, no sales, anything. It's called my vendor referral source. So one of the ways that I use, well, what was your question? I'm kind of going off track, I think. How do I stay, or my network?
Yeah, how do you collaborate with other people? Because obviously you get more traction if other people are promoting you, and then you vice versa. So collaboration.
Yep. And I'm getting a spinny thing here. So it's probably because we're on Zoom, it's using a lot of resources. So like I was saying, then I'm always trying to give more than I receive. That's one of the processes I use. So about every 6 months, I'll send out an email saying, hey, Dave DeMangos here. I just want you to know I've been, in San Diego for 51 years, and part of my service to my clients and their friends and family is giving you good resources like plumbers and handymen and mortgage and mold advisors and even chiropractors, or you need a dentist, or when you've been in an area long enough, you tend to grow a big network of people that you trust. And I send that out, and you would be amazed at how many people ask for a referral to like a painter or to a gardener or to a plumber or a drain cleaner. And so all you're doing is creating visibility, like Doug talks about all the time in Exceptional Entrepreneurs. You have to be visible, and then you have to have credibility before you lead to profitability. So you can't go from visibility to profitability without having the credibility. I wish it would come up, but it looks like I think Zoom's taken our resources. That's one way. The other way is in real estate, you get on the phone and you use text messages. And like you and I, we communicate mostly through Messenger. So what I've learned and been taught is that however somebody communicates with you, you can communicate back with them. If you're using Messenger, I'll use Messenger. If you use text, I use text. If you use email, I'll respond to your email. If you want to do Zoom, I'll respond to you on Zoom.
Yeah. Now, I just want to point out, when you're actually helping somebody in another industry, or somebody who you can collaborate with, once you get them a lead, then it's very natural for them to reciprocate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The law of reciprocation. In fact, so that's the definition of a referral. So we used to talk about this, but so a definition of a referral is a personal introduction to somebody you don't know that's waiting for your call and looking forward to it. So if you can create, like you're saying, that reciprocation and refer people out of truly wanting to refer, and we kind of expect something in return eventually. If you're referring and referring and referring and they're not, there's no reciprocation, all that's saying is it might not be the relationship that you're looking for. And it's not really, BNI, which I love, uses, giver's gain, but at some point you can only give enough. Jeffrey Combs, another business coach I used in the past, says, there's nothing wrong with giving and receiving. We're designed, the humans, I believe, and I believe him, we're designed to give and receive. Of course, I do feel that most people know that when you give, it feels better than receiving. And I know that because it's funny, people say all the time, I'm passionate about my business. Goes back to my business coach, Tim Harris. He says, I bet you if you put a lie detector on every realtor that says they're passionate about real estate, and they would do it, but then you asked them if they would do it without having any return, like commission, I bet you not many would be passionate. It's passionate, and it makes so much sense. I agree. It's like, I'm not passionate about getting called out when it's my wife's birthday party, or, it's Christmas Eve. You'd be surprised what people want to, there's a lot of people that don't celebrate the holidays. And so I've designed, our life to be able to do that, and provide that level of service, because a lot of agents won't do it. But, that's a family thing you have to agree on, when you're married or have a significant other. But again, it goes back to the relationship over the transaction. Right.
That's for sure. Okay. Well, Dave, our time is almost up. So let us know how I can support you. Like, how can people can reach you and all that stuff?
Good question. So LinkedIn's great. If you Google Dave DeMangos, you'll find me everywhere. I'm going to do that real quick. I haven't done that in a while. So David DeMangos. And I'm doing this because when they watch replay, they can actually just type this in. So if you go to David DeMangos, there you go. You can click right here and connect with me on LinkedIn, realtor.com, my website, Facebook, Zillow, Rate My Agent, Yelp. Anyway, any of those, any way they want to connect with me. But of course, you can go to daviddemangos.com even and just click on contact, and I will respond probably too quick. So it's funny, there's 3 times I don't answer the phone. It's when I'm in the shower, I'm face to face with a client, or sleeping. So I'm almost always available, and love to talk to anybody that has any questions, or if you have any input, let me know, what you use. I'm always open to that. It's always fun. I am 100%, I can learn something from anybody. So if you can share something, I'm all ears.
For sure. Well, I'm actually trying to absorb what you're learning right now more than anything else. What we're teaching me, I'm absorbing that. And so I know that you sell homes here in San Diego. Yeah, you can refer at no cost to the buyer or seller if they're actually moving or selling in a different part of the country, for instance. And then what else do you do with that? What do you do about that?
Anywhere in the world. So look at this.
In the world? Oh.
Anywhere and almost anywhere. Their EXP is in 21 or 22 countries. So if you notice this, it's workplace. This is an EXP private group. So, EXP now has about 80,000 agents. So it's obviously very reputable. So let me put in. So just so you know, I just helped somebody buy in Arkansas. I helped 2 in Texas and 1 in Washington within the last 3 months. So I literally found the agent, interview the agents. I can look at all their past sales. I have a criteria that they need to meet in order for me to refer a buyer or seller to them. And it works really well because most people, if they don't have an agent that they know and trust, go to an agent that knows how to find out how to know and trust them. So inside of here, here's our referral network. I could literally move, if you wanted to move to Rhode Island tomorrow, I could go into this group, type in, have a client looking to move to, Rhode Island. Criteria is you've had to sell, 2 or 3 or 5 homes in the last 6 months in these desired areas. Please reach out so I can interview you. And then I interview them, give them 2 or 3 of the top people. Sometimes they pick the first one, sometimes they'll interview 2 or 3, and most of the time it works out.
Yeah, and so I've actually bought and sold like 4 homes myself, just for personal reason, not as a realtor. Yep. And I have to say there is a difference of between somebody who's experienced in real estate and not experienced, especially when they're in the realm of negotiation. There's ways of wording things where you can get your own way, or they can word things where it just gets heated up, and then you're putting out the fire, and it can make a big difference. I'm just going to share a friend's story. This is what happened to her without a good realtor. What happened was after the sale of a house, the bathroom started smelling. And what had happened was maybe a contractor or anything had punctured one of the pipes, but the nail was in the pipe. So there was a slow leak. And it's just the timing was just off. And having a good realtor would help you mitigate this situation, because she's ended up giving the new seller, after the sale of the home, after all the inspection, $5,000 to pick the bathroom for the smell. So it's super important to have a really good negotiator to make sure you don't have to pay these extra expenses, because she had to, because they were going to go to court.
Yeah, court's way more expensive than just the 5,000.
Yes. So
congratulations, by the way, on your sales. That's awesome.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. So I know the difference between a good realtor and a bad realtor, and I've had spectrum of them. So it's good to have somebody like you who can vet them and really know the questions. And you actually helped a realtor sell a home
Yes.
for one of your clients.
Yeah, so a quick example. So this one just closed right here on 2/4, so just a few weeks ago. He moved from Big Bear to Arkansas, and we helped him not only get sold, but get purchase in Arkansas concurrently, which is really tricky right now. Meaning as soon as his closed, he ended up closing on the one in Arkansas. And it's really cool because the lady there it's her largest sale ever. It was like $895,000. In Arkansas, that's a big giant home. It's 5,000 square feet. And I kind of helped her through because the contracts are similar. They're different. They do things different. Some of the things I like better in Arkansas, the way they do it. But she was super appreciative. And the client, this one happened to be a good friend of mine, ended up calling me a lifesaver. So like you were saying, as if you want to deal with an agent that's been in the business, you don't want to, it's hard for me to say this, but you don't want to deal with a doctor that's only done 1 or 2 brain surgeries. You want a doctor that's done, hundreds or thousands. That's kind of the difference what you get in the current real estate market. Because right now it's harder to help a buyer win than it is to help somebody sell a home. You need extremely good negotiation skills because you have 5, 10, 15 offers on some of these homes. So how do you stand out? So that's kind of what we specialize in. So thanks for bringing that up. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I also want to bring up when you're buying and selling home in different parts of the world or different parts of the country, or just even within the city, that there is the bridge loan, and you want to make sure you're not paying extra mortgage. And so it's really important to have everything aligned. And there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to real estate. That's why when we sign and buy a home, it's like, I swear it's 1,000 pages of signatures.
Actually, it's close. The paperwork, if you print, it's this thick.
It's really thick. So there's a lot of moving parts, and it's really important to have somebody who knows the exact moving parts and who's calm in the chaos, because it is chaotic. There's so many people involved behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's funny. I like the term. We need to be, as realtors, you have to have a relaxed intensity. You can't be high, you can't be low. You kind of need to stay neutral. So here is, oops. Yeah, these are private documents. I was going to show you the list of a transaction. There's dozens of PDF files and disclosures in each transaction. So it is definitely, in California, it can be a very confusing process. So again, congrats. You seem to know a lot. You might want to go into lending now. Bridge loans, you know all about that. It's awesome.
Well, I want to also say that here's another scenario. I experienced this myself when it comes to real estate. Is when I was living in Massachusetts, if there is termite issues, especially when there's an attic, the house is torn down. It is complete tear down. However, when we moved, it is because the way the termite is they live underground, and they return underground every single day, and they climb up the structures. And so by the time it goes up to the roof, it's done. The whole place is going to be demolished. However, in San Diego, the termites fly. And so it's actually natural to have them in the attic, and it's fine. So it's also good to know, have a realtor who knows their landscape extremely well, because I had to take a pause when our home inspection said there's termite in the attic. I'm like, holy crap. Because it's really good to have a realtor who's local, who knows the landscape for anything that's local. But really, the main reason I brought David DeMangos here is to see how other industries promote themselves, because as a coach, I see the same type of, script all the time in my DMs. So that's direct messaging. And so it's really good to see how other industries get their leads. So when I'm going to try to implement some of these myself, because that would be just because my industry haven't seen this.
Yeah, I didn't realize. So what you're talking about are subterranean termites. Those are below, the earth. And
Mhm.
you're 100% correct. It's pretty rare to find subterranean here. They're
Yeah.
dry wood, which are the ones that fly. So I didn't realize subterranean were that prominent back there. Those are the bad guys. They will eat through a 2x4 and the house can like collapse. I
Yeah.
mean, they literally grind through big chunks of wood. It's crazy.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's in the structure. So I mean, if it's in the basement, it's contained. Even then, people don't trust the termites, but here it's a different scenario. So it's really important to get local realtors who understand the terrain. So yeah. Well, thank you so much, David.
My
And
pleasure.
actually, could you message me your contact information? And
Mhm.
so I will go into this video and put in description your contact information of how to do this. So Dave DeMango, he sells homes in San Diego, but he also can refer you to other realtors in different parts of the world. And he has been in business since 2005.
Selling for 12 years, but helping realtors sell for 6. So, I mean, licensed for almost 12. So basically 18 years directly in the real estate business. Yeah.
Yeah. So he knows how to sniff out the ones who are inexperienced, would actually get you the bad deals. And you don't want to be like my friend who had to pay thousands of dollars afterwards out of pocket after a closing. And she's lucky that she didn't go through the court route, which would take a lot of time. She would have to travel and get a hotel and take time off work, plus the expense that's associated with all the legal fees.
Yes. No good.
No good. Well, thank you so much. And if anybody has a question, please write in the comments, and then I will direct them to David, and then that's it.
Thank you so much, Mio. I'll message you my info now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You got it. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.